feel that, everybody? That's the feeling of another terrible EU4 custom scenario. Hey there, my baby gravies. It's me, Gravy Baby, here in the world of Isora Productions in EU4. That's right, I just had a stroke. And today in EU4, we have another custom scenario for you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy. And this one is going to be giving some of you guys a bit of nostalgia. That's right, boys, it's World War II, in the famous date it happened. 58 AD. I'm not kidding when I say this was such a pain to get working that there is a specific reason that I only focused on the nations that really partook in World War II. Wait, Isaro, what could you possibly mean by that statement? I didn't bother filling in any of South America, Central America, there's a whole bunch of China that I just completely gave up on because China is China, Japan's going to invade it either way about it. Oh, but Isaro, Tibet really had a bit— Shut up! Okay? It hurt. I had to do it all manually. My fingers hurt. Just kidding. So anyway, I thought it'd be really interesting to see what would happen if we had a nation's, well, the world map more specifically, set up to be a World War II scenario, but everyone has the tech of, a spear? Maybe 2 spears? A lot of cholera, that's a thing. And the big thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on is the fact that a lot of these nations have very big colonial empires, which I don't think they're going to be able to sustain that well in a scenario like this, because I don't think they're going to have the corruption or state power to really deal with it. But saying that, I am incredibly interested to see what pops out of them. And if you're wondering how I actually managed to do this, I simply made custom nations with all of the land and then spawned in, like, France in that custom nation and integrated all the land into France. Hence why you understand now why I haven't bothered to do South America. It does mean, though, if anyone ever wanted this save game, I could technically give it out. So if you want that, go ahead, leave a comment, let me know. Also leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and tweet me on Twitter saying, have a nice day, IFP. Yeah, the thing with this is, though, is development is, there's actually quite a bit of development, because I put random development on, so we do actually have some good— Wait a second. Oh my god. Rome is a 14 development province. In comparison, Berlin is a 3. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and play as Germany today and, you know, start World War II, because otherwise it probably won't happen at all. We start with 325 development, which compared to the UK, okay. So here we are in Germany in the year 58, and we haven't even discovered the rest of the world. All we know is Germany. Oh god, we're immediately losing money. How many states can we have? Right, we only have a certain amount of states we can actually apply, so we're going to have to do this quite tactically for the ones that are going to give us the most money here. Alright, let's go ahead, let's unpause the game, and we will see if our nation explodes into 1 billion revolts. Well, it's not quite the historical leader that started World War II, but maybe a similar presence. Ah, there we go. At least we got the ability to see the rest of the world. We actually can see quite a bit. Not everything, so we can't really plan our invasion of the Soviet Union, unfortunately, because we don't actually know it exists properly. Now, with our actual expenditure here, we're still not looking too good, and we got a hell of a lot of revolts popping up. That's not too peachy. Okay, for starters, that's not how I remember this going, but sure. Oh, I'm also losing my great power status immediately. Who's in charge then? Okay, Great Britain, Russia, United States, France, Japan, Mexico? Mexico's above me! Right, our first move here in the liberation of Europe, of German peoples, obviously, is obviously to get the Anschluss on Austria. Now, it's not going to be a very traditional Anschluss, but technically they will be a part of me. Somehow. Also, you thought I was joking about spearmen. We are. Quite literally have spearmen. Oh, well, Russia's a thing now, and they are— Sure, you can have my map information, but that's only because I don't think I'm going to have to worry about you too much. Alright, I won't lie when I say I'm a little bit scared of what I'm going to get myself into here, but I'm hoping that they don't have anywhere near as many troops. Okay, they've got AK. We got this one. Easy, boys. Now remember, this is a diplomatic mission for a referendum on whether or not you should join Germany. Diplomacy! Oh god, something somewhere in the world is causing ungodly amounts of lag. So fix the lag problem. Just have to go like 300 years into the future, which was definitely something, because now Cornish Wessex is a thing upon other things that have been unleashed, like Burgundy that lives in Poland, you know. exactly where I thought it would be. But technically, if that was World War II, like 300 years ago, we are right past the age of decolonization, if we're going by current timelines, which kind of makes sense because Britain's empire is definitely tearing itself into pieces right now, which was actually the cause of the lag. Yeah, and surprisingly, thousands upon thousands of just random, like, rebels roaming around half the world, it does turn out to become quite a lag fest. Great news is, though, that Mexico died and the United States didn't actually die, but they have renamed themselves to American North America, just to let everyone know in North America who's the real boss here. Alright, next up on the World War II hit list is the Sudetenland, but I am technically at war right now with, I'm at war with Mongolia, who is completely taking Russia from the Bahoon. We're just gonna bury that problem deep in our minds and go straight to war with the Czechs. Although I am very scared that soon there's going to be Mongolian troops in Berlin. Oh my god. The Czechs are carpet sieging East Prussia instead of, you know, dealing with this scenario. Why did I think it was a good idea to ally Russia? I am not kidding you right now when I say that Denmark declared war. Denmark tried to take me out. There we go. This will hopefully teach them a lesson. Next up on, who's our current leader? We got King Friedrich August Goulash. His wild tour of occupying all of Europe. We do need to push into Poland now, but a bit of a problem is that Poland doesn't really exist. Saying quite the invasion of Poland we're all used to, but it's just gonna have to do, you know. You gotta make believe a little. Well, I guess history repeats itself, but it is the year 374, so technically it's not repeating itself. It's actually just happening again, and Britain's being taken out by the Vikings. All right, if we're gonna be historical about this, I'm gonna have to get some historical allies. Right, since we've done Poland, Czechoslovakia, and Austria, that means that next up is the sneak attack on Belgium. Oh, baby, that's a blitzkrieg right there. We just took out the entire Belgian army, so time to siege down the country. Here you go. You didn't need no fancy organizational skills or supply lines or, you know, tanks and artillery to take out Belgium. All we needed was some migration period axemen. That's how we just blitzed Belgium. We won't be able to take all of Belgium, unfortunately, but we can go ahead and feed it to our Luxembourg vassal. Which also means our next point of interest is going to be visited very soon, although it's already been burnt to the ground by the French themselves, I see. Alright, well, there's no better time to do this than the present, I see, and I can invite the Italians if I promise to give them something. Of course I can, Mussolini V2. I ain't gonna give them crap. In fact, they're the next point of interest. Right, those Frenchmen had no idea the Germans were going to push through the Ardennes and go straight to Paris. In fact, they probably didn't even know Germany existed, nor did they understand what the Ardennes was. Brief pit stop back into Belgium to teach those Belgians a second lesson. Oh, that was technically World War II. It's actually fairly accurate if you think about it, because it's got the technicalities all down to a T. You see, the French incompetence was, you know, rival to none, considering they are sieging down Riga right now. The Italians pieced out early, and I'm the last one standing. Oh, mama, French have like 1,000 ducats. I'm not going to take that much land. I'll just take the money, please. Thank you very much. And our rightful claims, of course. So a quick update on the actual state of the world right now. Spain and Portugal are just quietly biding their time before they take over the entire world. Britain has fallen to the Cornish once again. France just got the smackdown of a lifetime. Italy just doing Italian things. The Ottomans, who used to be the Turks, are reforming the Ottoman Empire and going absolutely ham. Rest of the world that used to be under somewhat of an empire has just sort of collapsed into tiny billions and difference of states everywhere, which is interesting because, you know, it's not actually. Like, I essentially gave all that land away for no point whatsoever because they all just broke free anyway. Japan looks like they're doing alright, which is scary. There's also a nation in the middle of Siberia called Merkits. Kinda sounds like a Pokemon. Russia still exists, but oh my god, it's Belarus. That's scary. I don't want to see Belarus. Not again. Oh, not a lot's happening right now, so I'm just gonna leave for a bit, and I'll come back at some point. Oh, let me put down the rebellion first before I leave. Oh, I came back like 10 years later, and Britain's getting invaded by a single province island nation called Novon. Yeah, I sent an alliance to them so we can just see in great spectacle how crap the British are doing today. Yeah, considering their neighbours around them, America's actually held up quite well, surprisingly. And they've also made all the natives disappear. Oh my god. Botswana is taking over everything down here. Also, considering Britain's colonies all exploded into nothingness, France is surprisingly holding on to all of theirs, which is, again, very impressive. What are you doing down here, France? Oh my god. Poland's still alive down here. Kind of just looks like they're just getting pushed east by, again, Burgundy. Why are you here? Can you explain this to me? In fact, we can just take care of this mess right now. Yeah, the worst thing about fighting wars in this era is that because I just don't have enough forts to protect my border, the AI just goes through massive strolls through my country. Come on, there's a fort there. There's a fort there, there's a fort there, there's a fort there, there's a fort there. Did you really have to walk to this fort all the way over here? Well, that has to be one of the most depressing losses in history right there. What the hell are you doing, GB? Oh god, that is a horrifying thing to see out of the shadows. Oh, what was that I said about the United States actually staying together? Because that does not look like that's going to stay together for too long now. I mean, Canada, on the other hand, looks pretty damn stable though. It just keeps getting worse and worse for the British Isles, doesn't it? Look at that, that's something that just keeps happening though through history. It's a bit of a Protestant-like riot going on in Northern Ireland. Pretty interesting how Finland only actually exists in the province that isn't Finnish, whereas there are 3 other Finnish nations here that are actually Finnish. Oh, I don't think there's really anything gonna happen for the rest of this game now, unless we literally keep 5-speeding all the way to the end of the century, which is just not going to be fun for anybody. So there we go, let's just take a quick look at how the world ended up here, and oh, I'm just looking at the United States. Why did they only just start falling apart? Who are they getting invaded by? Oh, Chinook and Arafo. Really, America, really? So yeah, obviously the stuff we couldn't see, there wasn't actually a lot going on. Botswana is huge, Kenya is huge, France still held on to all of their colony stuff down here, which is pretty impressive. Now, what did Japan... Oh my god, Japan fell apart too, although they still own bits here and there, but, you know, they gave it their best shot. They're probably in better shape than most of the great powers at the start of the game, but, I guess that is that. Let's go have a look at the great powers at the end. Oh, I actually got the #1 spot. Pretty cool. The United States, Ottomans, France, Japan, Italy, Newfoundland. Canada is actually 8th world power. Congrats, Canada. But yeah, if you have any more suggestions for weird scenarios in EU4, feel free to let me know down below. I'd be really appreciated, because whilst I do have 1,000,001 different ideas to go through, it's always nice to have more of an input from you guys on what type of stuff you'd rather see. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to help out the channel, there is some merch linked in the description down below. But until next time, my gravy babies, Bria!